Brandon versus Cotter, first to 10. 400.
Tomorrow, baby! He's cold, baby. Philly, where you at?
Marvel's Avengers, one of 2020's most anticipated games, a game that a lot of people are looking forward to. However, it seems that a lot of people have really fallen off the hype wagon for Marvel's Avengers. From its announcement to pre-release, and this is the week of release at time of recording this video, it seems like a lot of people have just gotten really negative on the title for various developments leading up to release. And for me personally, I was actually pretty interested in the game when it was first announced at E3 2019, but now I just don't care at all about the game and I'm only interested in the salt that it will generate. So that's what we're going to be talking about today in this video. And I'm also going to be doing something else in this video that I haven't tried before. I'm going to do a non-review. I feel like this game, Marvel's Avengers, is following a lot of trends of previous AAA games, and I know exactly how this game will pan out once it drops on PS4 and Xbox One and Steam. So we're going to be talking about that today in this video. Think of it like Doug Walker's infamous review of Transformers The Last Knight. So it should be a very fun video today. Anyway, before I get into the content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you hit the bell as well for notifications on future videos. Make sure you follow me on the social media, Twitter, Instagram @ZMings if you want to know more of my drunken adventures in Tokyo. Also, at time of recording and publishing this video, reviews for the game aren't out yet, so there's some information that may have changed before launch. And finally, make sure you watch the video all the way through before you leave a comment on the video, okay? Okay, so with that out of the way, let's jump right into it. Excelsior. When it was first shown at E3 2019, Marvel's Avengers looked kinda underwhelming. The developers, Crystal Dynamics, was going for an art style that captured the MCU style, and it didn't quite land with myself or audiences. Following Sony's Spider-Man from 2018 and having to go against the then upcoming Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch didn't do itself any favors. Still, it was early on, so maybe they could clean things up before launch. The gameplay, on the other hand, looked pretty decent. It looked like a standard brawler with some really cool superpowers, there's co-op, and there were some really nice set pieces, and there was a definite cinematic flair that is very fitting for a Marvel game. So I was thinking, you know what, maybe this game won't be a total trash, maybe this game will be pretty sick. However, that interest instantly died when it was announced that Marvel's Avengers would be a live service game, which is a code word for, we didn't finish the game but we're releasing it anyway and you'll have to buy the fun later, also known as the Destiny 1 release plan.
Son of a bitch! You done fucked it up!
Also, shoutouts to Square for getting a standing ovation for saying loot boxes wouldn't be in the game. Good for brownie points, but not for inspiring confidence in me. Even if that didn't kill my interest in the Avengers, the pre-release news cycle certainly did. The biggest being Spider-Man being a timed exclusive to the PlayStation 4. That is a super dick move. Now, if it was a Sony character like, say, Parappa the Rappa, that'd be fine, that's a bonus for Sony fans. But you're taking away Spider-Man, a big character, someone that people love, a character that was very important to the Marvel Universe. You're taking him away from the Xbox and PC fans. That is just a huge dick move. Yeah, I know they'll get him later, but still, why do they have to do that to Spider-Man? Just to make the game more disgusting from a business standpoint, you can dress up your heroes in Verizon or Virgin Mobile outfits because why not? A whole novella came out explaining how the cosmetics and loot system works in the game, and my head hurt trying to understand it. Reading the page is exhausting and confusing. Might be a point to make players buy stuff that they don't mean to. And it looks like they're trying to ape every popular money-making game in the past 5 years instead of making just, you know, a good Avengers game. Pretty much every development from the game turned out to be worse than the last one. Still, maybe a demo would have been helpful. Square has been good about doing demos for some of their titles. And there was a beta available. There were open and closed betas on all systems. Unfortunately though, due to time issues on my side, I didn't get a chance to play. From what I saw and read, a lot of people who played the beta had very similar complaints. There's a decent core gameplay cycle in Marvel's Avengers, but there was a lot of glitches, the matchmaking was really poor, the AI wasn't that good, and there's a lot of questionable design choices that cause worry. Things can change from the beta to release, but the thing about it is that the beta was launched only about a month before the game's launch, and with so many issues in the beta, that doesn't give consumers a lot of confidence in the game. Between the beta's poor reception and all the corporate bukkake, my interest in the game became nil, only keeping up with the game for the pure salt that it is generating. And trust me, there is a lot of salt to go around. So, releases on the horizon, what's the game gonna be like?
And I'm banging away at Jack Kirby's wife and choking myself at the same time until finally I pass out from autoerotic asphyxiation. That's how I came up with the ending for the Infinity Gauntlet.
The servers will be crap. A lot of people will have a hard time playing the game with their friends, and they'll just play with the AI partners out of sheer frustration, but somehow the in-game store will be up. There's going to be a lot of glitches, and installing the game will take up a lot of space on your hard drive, like a lot of games these days, looking at you, Final Fantasy 15. Loading times, especially on the original PlayStation 4 and Xbox One models, will be bad, but a little bit better on the Pro and Xbox One X. I really hate that name. Progression will be rough. It will be a grind to get the good stuff, and the UI will be designed in a way to push you towards the in-game store, kind of like launch Destiny 2 with the Eververse. The gameplay loop will get you into a lull of beating up dudes for loot. It is boring, but it will be just gripping enough to keep you hooked to get more loot. And that's the real reason why you'll keep playing the game, just to get more loot. Unfortunately for all the cool stuff, it will be a huge grind to get it, but if you don't want to grind, you can always open your money and give it to Square if you want the really cool stuff. A lot of critics and fans will praise the game for its production values, like the music and voice acting, and I predict that a lot of mainstream critics will be giving this game like a 7 or an 8 out of 10, but meanwhile the YouTube critics will be going for more like, say, 3s or 5s. Overzealous fans will downvote anything into infinity because, of course, there'll be more brand deals after launch, post-launch content will be delayed, there will be a massive hemorrhaging of players when they realize the game is boring, and Nova won't be in because he's too good for this game.
That's my shit.
Discussion of Marvel's Avengers will die out in 2 weeks before we move on to the next AAA game, and Crystal Dynamics will give up updating on the game after a year, and we'll only remember Marvel's Avengers as the apex of all the bad business practices of the AAA video game market. The sad thing about Marvel's Avengers is that it will sell well. The slowed down release schedule of 2020 means that gamers are hungry for something, and it, being Square Enix making a Marvel game, means that they could sell stale bread in a PS4 box and it will fly off the shelves. How well it will sell, I'm not sure, but I have a feeling someone over at Square or Disney will say it sold below expectations. The same thing will happen with the next game in 2021 and 2022 and so on, because people don't learn their lessons, and that's about it. There's my predictions. Here's the thing about this video. I want to be wrong on this game. I want to be dining on my words with a nice plate of sashimi and a very, very, very relaxing cup of sake. But if I'm right, well, I'm right, and I win the game. And I didn't spend $60 on it. And another thing about this game is that even if Marvel's Avengers does launch in a pretty rough state, it doesn't mean that it can't become good over time with fan feedback and patches. Look at games like Street Fighter V, No Man's Sky, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Destiny 2. Games that launched in a pretty rough state, but got pretty fun over time thanks to updates in the game. So maybe Marvel's Avengers will go down that route, or it'll just be crap forever like Fallout 76 and Anthem and no one will care. However, if you do buy the game and if you do enjoy the game, you know what? Congratulations, you've also won because you're having a lot of fun with your game, and I want you to have even more fun for people like me who just don't really care to play the game. So, I guess I'll just leave it at that. So let me know in the comment section if you're going to buy the game. Are you excited for it? Were you excited for it, but then you fell off the hype wagon? Or are you only here for the salt? Whatever the case may be, thank you for watching. And remember, if you like the video and you want to see more videos, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you hit the bell as well for notifications on future videos. Make sure you're following me on the social media, Twitter, Instagram, Zmangs, you know what it is. And I think that does it for this video. So take it easy, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one. Later. Take it easy.